and then I'm going to sing it to you. All right. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu. Psi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, upsilon, phi, chi, psi, omega. Okay? I tell you what, let's not learn the song first, because the song might be confusing first. Let me do the other way first. Maybe then we learn the song.
Well, I had a head start. I knew Alpha and Omega.
Okay, you know Alpha and Omega. Well, okay. So I'll do it this way. This might be, I put them in rows. Each row has letters that you already know. Okay? You'll notice too that I put it this way. All of the lowercase are on the right, but I drew them bigger. Okay, I drew them bigger for this purpose. When you're looking them up in a dictionary, most likely you are going to see the lowercase letters more than the uppercase letters, okay? You need to know both, but these are more important. The uppercase letters are here, okay? I wrote them smaller. Which ones do we already know in this first column? Alpha.
From the Bible.
Beta.
Delta.
Delta looks like a D, right? We know that one. And epsilon looks like an E, right? So we already know 4 of the 6, okay? Gamma, if you imagine it with a little loop, looks like a lowercase g in cursive. Okay, you write a lowercase g like that, right? Well, that's kind of what you got here with the gamma. Okay, we're not doing the paper yet. I see you looking at the paper. This also has another way of learning. There's 3 different ways of learning them tonight. Zeta, I know we're used to having Z at the end. Zeta is a Z with a loop. Okay, so even though it's not in the order that you would imagine, it's easy to remember Z with a loop, right? Yeah, I'll move this out directly so you can see. Okay, so alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta. Okay? Now, this one looks like an H and an N. Looks like a lowercase n with a loop and an H. But it's actually a capital A sound. The sound is eta. A, like you would say 8. The word 8. That's this sound. Okay? So we don't automatically know that one, but how can we remember it? Looks like an A. Okay? Theta, this is the TH sound in English. Th, th, th. They only use one letter to form the th sound. Okay? The only way I ever can remember what it looks like, I mean, this is just the way I do it, is it looks like you put a T on top of an H. To me. Some people don't see that, because you got the cross in the middle of the O, this sticking it in the middle. Which one do we know? Iota, kappa, mu, right? We know those. Nu, you know that one. The only difference is that looks like a V, right? Well, how do I remember that that's a nu? I finish it. Looks like a lowercase n now. Okay?
I put the stick on the wrong side.
Like a backward down.
Did I?
No.
Oh, the
That's
lowercase.
kind of-
Okay.
Lowercase, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking.
I was thinking like what you were.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a line for it.
Lambda looks like a pyramid. Well, it looks like like an arrowhead. Okay, the top point. That's the one you got to learn. So you got to learn lambda, theta, eta. Okay. Going over here, we're starting to get into some kind of odd ones now, but let's do the ones we know. Omicron, we know that one, right? Like the O sound. How many of you did math in school?
Pi.
Pi. We're going to pronounce it P. But you're right. It can go, and I'm going to explain why. There's actually 3 different ways to pronounce Greek. We'll talk about them in a minute, okay? but yes, there. What's this one? We'll come back to it because that one always tripped me up when I first started.
It's a P.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to say P because it looks like one.
It looks like a P. It's gonna, but it's not. Okay, dropping down. Don't know. What's this one?
T.
T. Tau. Right. So ta. So we know Omicron, P, Tau. We don't know the other ones, right? There's more. They get less and less like what we have the further you go along. Right here is Xi. Xi. That's how it is pronounced. Xi. Like waxy. Like waxy. If you said I touch something, it feels waxy. Well, the Xi sound at the end of that would be 1 letter. Okay? And it looks like to me a key. So I think Xi. That's how I just, it looks like the end of it, like if you put a little handle here, it'd be like a key that you stick in something. Okay? This is rho. So it's an R. So just imagine an R with a loop. That's what, okay? Sigma. Here. Imagine doing an S and closing the S. Okay? Lowercase s and you close the S. Upsilon. Upsilon. And this is phi. Phone. That's where, you ever wonder why we make the F sound with a PH? It's because we're silly. We shouldn't. English is silly. S-O-M-E. What does that spell?
Some.
What does H-O-M-E spell?
Home.
Home. Doesn't make any sense, though.
No, it doesn't. It's the hardest language in the world.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It
No,
is.
Japanese is.
So some.
Derivatives.
Yeah. What about B-O-M-E? Bum? No. B-U-M, bum.
Yeah.
It's weird. Okay. Yeah, you can go forever, and it doesn't make any sense. One thing about Greek is you will learn Greek makes sense. The way they make words and the sounds they make actually make sense.
Yeah, because you say, well, here's a pear. Well, is it a fruit or a pear or
A pear.
two
Is
of
it a
one
pear or a
thing?
pear?
Yeah.
Well, in Greek, phi or rho, sigma, tau, upsilon, phi, the f sound. I always just said it looked like a head with a phone next to it. Because a phone, f, makes the f sound. Okay? Might not to you, this is to me. I'm going to give you some real good mnemonic devices. These are the ones I use. Key. This is the actual key. Here is the easiest way to remember this. This one you should never forget because you are Christians. And the word Christos begins with the X, which is why the X is often used for Christ. People think that they're Xing Christ out. They're not. The X is shortened of Christos, which means Christ.
Okay, so I often wonder why they put Xmas
Yeah,
for Christmas.
yeah. It's not Xing Christ. It's the key letter. Okay. This one.
Pitchfork.
Hey, it looks like a pitchfork.
Yeah.
It's actually psi. Psi. Imagine you pop a balloon and it goes psst. That sound, okay? Pepsi. This would be the first letter would be pi. The second letter, if you were writing Pepsi in Greek, it would be pi. What's the F? F it would be epsilon. Be pi epsilon C, and it would be Pepsi. Okay.
Our first Greek word.
Your first Greek word? Pepsi. 1, 2, 3, Pepsi. Okay. And the last one is Omega. Omega. Okay. All right. I'll sing it one time. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu. I do that with it. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu. All right. Now it's new. Xi, Omicron, Pi, Rho, Sigma, Tau, Upsilon, Phi, Chi, Xi, Omega. Okay, the last part's harder. Okay. But just keep the thing in your mind, the little, alright? Xi, Omicron, Pi, Rho, Sigma, Tau, Upsilon, Phi, Chi, Xi, Omega.
What are the last four again?
Phi, Chi, Xi, Omega.